जय कुंज विहारी
जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी
गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवराधारी यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना
यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना
यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी
यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी
जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज विहारी गोपी जना वल्लभा जय गिरिवराधारी
गोपी जना वल्लभा जय गिरिवराधारी
यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना
यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना
यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी
यमुना तीरवनचारी
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं तदो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी नमा ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. Welcome to everyone. Today we are going to discuss the last chapter of this first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and the 19th chapter, the appearance of Srila Shukadeva Goswami. In the last chapter, we have discussed about how Parikshit Maharaj, while he was hunting in the forest, he happened to go to the ashram of Samika Rishi, and since Samika Rishi did not respect Maharaja Parikshit because he was seated and remained in meditation, and this infuriated, angered Maharaja Parikshit, and Maharaja Parikshit put a death snake around the neck of the Brahmana Samika Rishi. After that he went. When the Brahmana son Shringi came to know that his father was insulted by the king Parikshit, he became very angry and cursed the Parikshit Maharaj to die within 7 days due to snake bite. When Samika Rishi heard this news from his son about the curse of his son Shringi, he became very upset. He started lamenting and started regretting and said, "My dear son, you are awarded a heavy penalty, heavy punishment for a king's insignificant offense." Because the offense of the king Parikshit was very, very insignificant. And for that, he was awarded death penalty by his son Shringi. It is a most sinful activity. Therefore, Samika Rishi did not congratulate his son, rather he started lamenting for his son's activity and said to his son, "My dear son, you are immature boy. You have no knowledge about the king who is called Naradeva, who is the best among all the people. He is as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And you curse such a person. He is an exalted person, he is a pious king, saintly king, and a first class devotee. He does not deserve to be cursed at all. You cannot compare a king with a common person. He is a most exalted person. He is as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead." Then after that, he prayed to Lord, "Please kindly forgive my son, because he has no intelligence. He has committed a great offense by cursing a faultless king, Parikshit." This is the summary of the previous chapter. In this chapter, further Suta Goswami describes Maharaja, after putting a death snake around the neck of Samika Rishi, he was returning home. While he was returning, he started contemplating about his act. He thought, "I have insulted a Brahmana who was faultless. He was sitting and doing meditation, but I insulted him by putting a death snake around his neck." He started regretting for his mistake. "I am so uncivilized. I am a sinful person. My act was heinous and unacceptable." Then he started regretting. Parikshit, he was a pious king, a devotee of the Lord. Therefore, he started regretting for his improper dealings with a Brahmana. When a devotee regrets for his mistake, then he become purified of the act, of the offense. It's a natural, because when devotee commits mistake, because he's a devotee, he knows, because due to our past nature. But when we regret for the sin that we have committed, then that regretting, that will purify us. If we any sins committed accidentally, unwillingly, if a devotee repents for such mistakes, by the mercy of the Lord, all the reaction for the accidental sin committed by a devotee are burnt by the fire of repentance. So therefore, whenever we commit some mistake, because we should not commit intentionally when we commit sin, because it's accident due to our past nature. Therefore, we should repent. The moment we repent, Lord frees us from such kind of reaction. So he thought that I insulted a Brahmana, because a Lord's instruction is to give protection to a Brahmanas. Due to my negligence of the order of Lord, I expect some calamity will overcome me very soon. I now desire that calamity, what is going to come in the near future, should come immediately, so that I become free from sinful reaction. I am ready to face whatever is going to come. Let it come immediately. I am ready to face, so that I will not commit such kind of sinful activity in the future. The injunction, the order of the Lord is to give protection to Brahmanas and cows. Lord himself is inclined to protect Brahmanas and cows. Not only its order, he personally demonstrates how a Brahmana should be protected, how he should be respected. Even the Brahmana commits some sinful activity, nevertheless he should be pardoned, he should be excused, he should not be punished. This is the art of Lord he personally demonstrated in his life when he descends to this world. So Lord Rishabhadeva explains to his 100 sons about the position of Brahmanas. Among the two energies, inferior energy, superior energy, that is the matter and the spirit. Of the two energies, matter and spirit, the energy, the superior energy is called living force, the living entities. And another energy, matter, like a stone. The jiva, which has got the soul, is superior to dull matter, like a stone, like a worms, snakes, or superior to even plants and creepers. Plants and creepers are also living entities. The plants and creepers are superior to dull matter, like a stone. Whereas the living entity which can move, like worm, snakes, are superior to even plants and creepers which cannot move. Among the living entities, particularly this, animals which have got more intelligence than that worms and snakes are superior to this worms and snakes. Superior to animals are human beings. Superior to human beings are Gandharvas. Superior to Gandharvas are Siddhas. And superior to Siddhas are Kinnaras. And superior to Kinnaras are Asuras. Superior to Asuras are Devas, demigods. Among the demigods, Lord Indra is superior to all demigods, therefore is higher than other demigods. Superior to demigods, superior to Lord Indra is direct sons of Lord Brahma, like Daksha, Narada, Marichi, Atri, Angira. They are superior to even Indra. Among the sons of Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva is superior. Since Lord Brahma is the father of Shiva, Brahma is superior to even Lord Shiva. Since Lord Brahma is also subordinate to me, therefore I am superior to Lord even Brahma. Who is saying? Rishabhadeva. I, being a personality of Godhead, I am inclined to Brahmanas. Therefore, Brahmanas are the best of all. You see, Lord Rishabhadeva says, I am inclined to serve Brahmanas. Lord Brahma is subordinate to me. Whereas I worship Brahmanas, therefore Brahmanas are superior. So there is no one can be superior to Brahmanas, no one equal to Brahmanas. And when they perform sacrifice, people offer sacrificial food in the fire. But Lord Rishabhadeva says, I am not so satisfied when people offer food in the fire sacrifice, sacrificial offering. But when one offers a food to a Brahmana, I accept that. I am very much pleased when one offers a food to mouth of a Brahmana. I am not so satisfied when they offer in the fire sacrifice. But I am very much pleased if one offers a food to a Brahmana. I accept it. I enjoy it. Why Brahmanas are superior? Because Brahmanas study Vedas. They assimilate the Vedic knowledge. They practice. Therefore, they are called Vedas personified. And they are situated in Sattva Guna. Brahmanas are situated in Sattva Guna. And they practice sense control, mind control. They are situated in Satya, truthfulness. Then practice tolerance, austerity. And out of their mercy, they preach the essence of Vedic knowledge to the common conditioned people. And they do not put to their own ideas in the Vedic scriptures. They present the Vedic knowledge as it is. They do not interpret the Vedic knowledge. They are called true Brahmanas. These are the qualities of Brahmanas for which they are considered to be a superior. Therefore, they should be respected by everyone. So Parikshit Maharaj knew very well about the glorious position of Brahmanas, how they should be respected. But his mistake was unprecedented, accidental. And because of committing offense against the faultless Brahmana, Samik Rishi, he thought that he will overcome some difficulty in the near future. Therefore, he is praying that calamity can come immediately, so that I will suffer now itself, so that I will become freed from such suffering. Sometimes a misconduct by a person may affect a family members. Therefore, Parikshit Maharaj is saying, if he does not undergo the reaction to the sin or offense that he has committed towards a Brahmana, he may have to undergo in the future. Even if he does not undergo, but in the descendant, his family members, the future may have to undergo the reaction. Being a devotee, he does not want any of his family member to suffer for his offense towards a Brahmana. Therefore, he is taking the personal responsibility. Oh my Lord, let me get the calamity, let me get the suffering immediately, so that this reaction may not go to my family members, may not go to my descendants. Similarly, a devotee, when he performs a devotional service, all the family members shares the reaction. Any devotee, when he performs a devotional service to the Lord, his father, brother, sister, his son, grandson, everyone get a result of the devotional service that a person does, just like Prahlad Maharaj. Although his father was an asura, demon, nevertheless, because of his devotional service, his father Hiranyakashipu got liberated. Not only him, 21 generations got liberated because of Prahlad Maharaj's devotion towards the Lord. So therefore, a devotee, when he performs a devotional service, result is everyone gets result. At the same time, in a house, somebody like a father, mother, anybody commits sinful activity. If a son practices devotional service, he will not get any reaction. Rather, what he does, devotional service, it goes to his father. But son will not get any reaction even if a father commits a sinful activity. Just like Prahlad Maharaj. His father committed so many sinful activities. He did not undergo any reaction. Rather, because of his devotional service, his father got liberation. So, this is very, very important. When Parikshit Maharaja was lamenting, was regretting, and said, because I am uncivilized, I am sinful, because I neglected a Brahmanic culture. Neglected the Brahmanical culture. I am a king, I am supposed to give protection to the Brahmana. I am supposed to respect the Brahmana, I am supposed to worship a Brahmana. But I insulted a king. So therefore I wish that my kingdom, my strength, my riches, everything should be burned by the fire of the Brahmana's anger. He expresses his desire that his strength, kingdom, riches, everything should be burnt up by the fire of Brahmana's anger, so that I may not be guided by such inauspicious act in the future. So while Maharaja Parikshit was lamenting, regretting for his offense towards a Brahmana, he received the news about his imminent death by the curse of the Brahmana's boy named Shringi. The moment he received this news of his death, he was pleased. He accepted this curse as the blessings of the Lord, and he prepared himself to face the death. Because the news was sent by Samika Rishi to the king. Although Samika Rishi did not like this curse, he was not happy. Nevertheless, he cannot withdraw the curse of his sons. He cannot withdraw the curse. Therefore, he sent the message to Parikshit so that Maharaja Parikshit could prepare himself to go back home, back to Godhead. So Maharaja Parikshit, when he heard this, he became elated, pleased. Why? Just like when there is a school, a teacher comes and says, I am going to conduct a test today. Students and all get into anxiety, worry, fear, because they are not prepared. 100% they will fail because they are not prepared. Suppose they get the question paper 1 week before. What teacher is going to ask the question, they get 1 week before the question paper. They all become ready to prepare for the questions so that when there's the exam, they'll be very happy because they are prepared. Similarly, Parikshit Maharaj got a notice period. Question paper is leaked out. Ultimately, everyone has to face this moment, death. That is the ultimate test of all jivas. Exam. What is our consciousness at the time of death? This is an exam for all of us. So Parikshit Maharaj got this notice that he will die within 7 days. So therefore he accepted this question paper. So he was pleased. He was very much pleased. The life of human beings is a chance for going back home, back to God. Become free from birth and death. Become free from all kinds of suffering. Adhyatmika, Adibhautika, Adidaivika. Therefore, the human form of life is very, very valuable, very precious. Although it's a temporary, nevertheless it has got meaning. Labdva sudurlabam idam bau sambhavanti manushyam artadam apiya anitya dheera. Turnam eteta napateta anumurtya yavan nishayasaya vishaya kalu sarvadyasyat. Labdva sudurlabam idam bau sambhavanti. This human form of life, you have got it after millions of lifetime. Very rare. Anitya. This human form of life is anitya. It's a temporary. Nevertheless, artha. It has got meaning. Therefore, Dhira, a sober person, does not utilize this human form of life for sense gratification, which is available for even animals. As long as the body is quite hale and healthy, one should use this human form of life to practice Krishna consciousness and be prepared to go back home, back to Godhead. This is the purpose of human life. Whereas sense gratification are available in all form of lives, whereas the Krishna consciousness is available only in the human form of life. Therefore, one should be prepared. Therefore, this Varnashrama Dharma is designed. 4 kinds of Varna and 4 kinds of ashramas prepares one gradually detach oneself from the bodily concept of life and go back home, back to Godhead. Parikshit Maharaj was fortunate enough to get the 7 days notice. He could prepare himself to go back home, back to Godhead. Whereas the common people like us, we don't know what time we will die. Death may come at any time. Yet, out of foolishness, we are not prepared for our death. Although we know that we will die at any moment, nevertheless we think that we live forever. We may live at least 80 years, 90 years. Time is there. Let me practice devotional service after 70 years, after 80 years. Last stage of life we will practice. Now let me enjoy. This is the vision of the foolish people. Once Yaksha asked this a question to Maharaj Yudhishthira, what is the most wonderful thing in the world? Maharaj Parikshit said, Hani hani bhutani gachanti yamalayam shesastavam ichanti kimashara ataparam. Every day, every moment, thousands and thousands of living entities enter into the abode of death. People die. Every moment, thousands of people die. Yet those who are alive, they think they will never die. They live forever. They don't prepare themselves to face the death. This is the most wonderful thing in the world. So people in this age of Kali, enamored by this material opulence, they want to enjoy the sense gratification to the fullest extent. And therefore they forget the goal of life is to go back home, back to Godhead. Whereas devotees like Maharaj Parikshit, they know what is the goal of life. Therefore he want to prepare himself to go back home, back to Godhead. Then Parikshit Maharaja decided to give up everything and went to the bank of Ganges and decided to fast until death. So when he took the decision, this message reached all the planets of this universe. Great demigods and sages, all of them came on a plea of pilgrimage to the place where Maharaja Parikshit was sitting. Of course, they are great saints. They don't need to go to the place of pilgrimage because they themselves the place of pilgrimage. Common people like us, we go to the place of pilgrimage in order to become free from all the sinful reaction. Whereas the saintly people, when they go, the place becomes purified. They don't require to go to the place of pilgrimage to purify themselves. They go to the place, they purify the place. So all the demigods from the different planets, all the different demigods and the great sages from the different planets started coming to the place. Who are they? Chayavana, then Bhrugumuni, Vashishta, Vishwamitra, Angira, then Devala, Utatya, Gautama, and Narada and Vyadavyasa. So all the great personalities came to the place because they all knew very well that Parikshit Maharaja is going to get the most important knowledge from Shukadeva Goswami. So all of them arrived. Now let us see who are the personalities. Chayavana Muni. He was a son of Bhrigu Muni, one of the son of Bhrigu Muni. He was born when his mother was pregnant. He was prematurely he was born, and she was kidnapped by somebody at the time he was born, and he was one of the 6 sons of Bhrigu Muni. Bhrigu Muni was son of Lord Brahma. Brahma, he performed sacrifice on behalf of Varuna. While performing sacrifice, Bhrigu Muni appeared from the fire sacrifice, and you could travel anywhere in outer space like Durvasa Muni, Narada Muni. So he was such an exalted person. And once when the sages were discussing to find out who is the supreme among Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu, they were performing sacrifice and they were to find who is the supreme among the 3 so that they can satisfy that supreme personality of Godhead. And there was a discussion, debate was going on at that time. So people selected, all the sages unanimously selected Bhrigu Muni to test the 3 personalities who govern this universe, who is situated in the Sattva Guna. So Bhrigu Muni was not very happy to take this test. He knew the risk. Nevertheless, all the people said, no, you only have to do, there is no one qualified to test and give us the report so that we can conclude, we can satisfy that person. So Bhrigu Muni first went to Lord Brahma, is a father, and purposefully he did not offer obeisances to his father. When Brahma saw the impudence of his son, Bhrigu Muni was very angry and he was prepared to curse his son. Then he thought, is my son, how could I curse him? Although Brahma got angry, nevertheless he had the power to control his anger. Then Bhrigu Muni thought, Brahma got angry, he cannot be a supreme person. Then he went to Lord Shiva, Kailasha. When Lord Shiva saw Bhrigu Muni, his brother has come, he was very pleased. He got up and immediately went, my dear brother, he wanted to embrace his brother. Bhrigu Muni said, stop, don't touch me. You are an impure person. Your body is smeared with full of ashes. You are unclean. Please don't come near to me. Smelling. Lord Shiva became very angry and he took his trident. He wanted to kill Bhrigu Muni for his offensive behavior. Immediately Parvati came and restrained Lord Shiva. He's your brother. How can you kill him? The next he thought Lord Shiva also got angry. Then he went to Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu was lying and a goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, was serving the lotus feet of the Lord. When Bhrigu Muni went and directly he went and kicked on the chest of the Lord Vishnu. And the moment Lord Vishnu saw Bhrigu Muni, immediately offered his obeisances. He immediately got down and said, my dear Brahmana, by your presence my abode got sanctified. And your feet is as soft as lotus, whereas my chest is as hard as thunderbolt. By kicking my chest, it must have caused a pain to your feet. Therefore, let me massage. Let me relieve your pain. He started massaging the feet of Bhrigu and begged apology. My dear Brahmana, kindly forgive me for not receiving you properly. So when Lord Vishnu responded to Bhrigu Muni, tears started flowing from the eyes of Bhrigu Muni. And he could not speak, he could not utter any word. Immediately left the place and went and declared, Lord Vishnu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whereas Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, even the slightest provocation, they could not control their anger. Whereas Vishnu, he could conquer. The first offense committed by Bhrigu Muni was by Manasa. One can commit offense by mind, words and action. First offense committed by Bhrigu Muni is by mind. That is very, very less. Reaction will be very less. And second offense committed by Bhrigu Muni through words. Relatively higher. Risk is higher. Because he spoke to Lord Shiva, you are impure. This is second. By vacha, by words. Third offense, which is highest, is by action. He went and kicked on the chest of Lord Vishnu. This is the highest offense. When Mother Lakshmi saw this, how her beloved Lord was kicked in her presence, she became very angry towards Brahmanas. Since then, Brahmanas are always poverty stricken. Lakshmi Devi never goes to Brahmanas. They are always poverty stricken because of Bhrigu insulting the Supreme Lord. This is Bhrigu Muni's nature. Next is Parashara. Parashara was a grandson of Vashishta Muni. He was a son of Shakti. Vashishta's son was Shakti, Shakti's son was Parashara. He was a father of Vyasadeva, Vedavyasa. Once his father Shakti was devoured by one of the demons, Parashara became very angry and he wanted to kill all the demons. He started performing sacrifice. Then at the time Vashishta Muni came and said, my dear Parashara, please stop this. Please stop this. So since Vashishta Muni was well respected among the sages, Parashara respected, he thought the demons are created to devour the other living entities. They cannot give up the nature. I am a Brahmana. Why should I give up my nature of forgiveness? So he forgave all the demons. Pulastya was very much pleased because Pulastya was the father of all the demonic race. He was pleased and gave the benediction to Parashara that he will become the foremost among all the sages. So he compiled Vishnu Purana. So he became the great sage. This is the greatness of Parashara. He forgave all the demons, and by the blessings of Pulastya, he spoke about the Vishnu Purana. Then he gave this knowledge to the Bhagavata Purana, gave the Bhagavata Purana knowledge to Maitreya. Maitreya gave in turn to Vidura. The next is Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra was son of Gadi. Gadi was a king. And naturally his son also supposed to be king. He was a king. Once he went to Vishwamitra went to Vashishta, who was a Brahmana. And Vashishta received Vishwamitra, is a king. And Vishwamitra along with his minister he went, and Vashishta received all of them and sumptuously fed them, took care of them nicely, because he had a cow named Nandini. It can give so much milk. With this milk he can make a lot of items. And Vishwamitra was very much pleased with this Nandini, and he requested Vashishta, I want this cow. Vashishta refused, and Vishwamitra stole this cow, and there was a quarrel between Vishwamitra and Vashishta Muni due to the stealing of Nandini cow. By the superior power of Vashishta, he defeated Vishwamitra and all his armies. Then Vishwamitra thought, I am a Kshatriya, I've got all the power, I've been defeated along with my armies just by this Brahmanical power. What is the use of the Kshatriya power? He gave Kshatriya and went and performed severe tapasya. While he was performing severe tapasya, Indra sent Menaka to disturb him. And he could not control his senses, and he had sex with Menaka, and he begot a daughter named Shakuntala. Later he regretted how he fell down and left Shakuntala, and again underwent severe tapasya and attained the Brahmanical post. Brahma Rishi, he became Brahma Rishi. That is Vishwamitra. Next, Angira. He was one of the sons of Lord Brahma. He had two sons, Brahaspati and Utatya. Brahaspati was the spiritual master of the demigods. And Angira was still living on the bank of Ganges. He was practicing austerity and chanting the holy name of the Lord in the place called Alokananda on the bank of Ganges. So this is Angira. Then Devala, he was the elder brother of Daumya. Daumya was the family priest of Pandavas. So Devala name was mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. Asita, Devala, Vyasa. Arjuna was acknowledging to support that not only I accept you are supreme, even all the great personalities, Asita, Devala, Vyasa, everyone accepted you as supreme personality of Godhead. So he's the elder brother of Daumya. Daumya was the family priest of Pandavas. So that is the one. And Gautama. Gautama is one of the Saptarishis, and he had a son named Sharadvan. Even Sharadvan was present when Parikshit Maharaja was sitting there on the bank of Ganges. So Sharadvan had a son. When Sharadvan went to hunt in the forest, he happened to meet some woman and discharged his semen. Through his semen, two babies were born, male and female. Later, Shantanu brought the children, two babies, brought to his kingdom and named them as Kripa and Kripi. So he was the grandfather of Kripacharya and Kripi, father of Sharadvan. He was the husband of Halya. Halya, Indra was very much captivated by the beauty of Halya. One day he came in the disguise of Gautama and enjoyed with Ahalya. So while he was returning from the ashram of Gautama, Indra was going. At the time Gautama Rishi entered. So he saw that this fellow is Indra, and he cursed his wife because you could not even differentiate between Indra and me. He cursed Halya to become stone. Later when the Ramachandra, he was on the exile and touched his lotus feet on the stone, and her curse got relieved and she became Halya. That was Gautama. Then Maitreya, he also was present. He was a spiritual master of Vidura, and he also went to Dhritarashtra at the time when the Pandavas were in exile. So he told, Maitreya told Dhritarashtra, my dear Dhritarashtra, please call Pandavas and return their Indraprastha kingdom. It's not right on your part to enjoy their kingdom. At the time Duryodhana was very, very angry and showed his thigh. No, I cannot give. So he insulted Maitreya by showing his thigh. So since Duryodhana did not heed to the words of Maitreya, Maitreya became very angry and cursed Duryodhana that on the battlefield your thigh will be broken by Bhimasena. So this is the instruction, means the curse of Maitreya upon Duryodhana. So there are many, not only these are the personalities, there are many, many great saintly people. All of them arrived and they were sitting. All of them were seated appropriately. Then Parikshit Maharaj went with folded hand and respected and said to all the people, and he said, you are all, we are all kings. Parikshit Maharaj said, we are all kings. Get to favor from the great personalities like you, sages. Generally, ordinary kings go to the sages to get some favors, their blessings, to increase their kingdom, increase their riches, opulence, power, position. Whereas you people, you sages consider royalty as a refuse, to be rejected at a distant place. The materialistic people in general go to a saintly person, ask them to bless, to increase their wealth. Whereas the saintly people, they know the so-called opulence is nothing but the stool. They reject. Keep it far away. Just like in the a few hundred years ago, if you take our grandfather house, great-grandfather house, 100-year-old, they keep the toilet is outside the house. They never keep inside. The soundal rejecting all the unwanted things from the body should be left at the distant place. They go to distant place and pass the stool and come. And nowadays, we don't go too far away to clear our bowels or leave all the unwanted things. We want very close, attached bathroom, toilet. It should be attached as close as should be with us. So, but whereas the great sages keep all the things far away. The materialistic people, they want all the material opulence. They want to enjoy sense gratification. They're enamored by the material opulence. Whereas the sages, the transcendentalists, they dissociate, consider all the material opulence, the blessings, the enjoyment, sense gratification, just like you're passing the stool. Keep it far away. So then Parikshit Maharaj said, he said to the sages, the Supreme Lord has overtaken, he said, graciously overtaken me in the form of a Brahmana's curse. Because I am very much attached to my family members' wealth, position. But out of mercy, Lord appeared in the form of a curse so that I can get detached from my family, so that I can devote to Him, I can think of Him, I can go back home, back to Godhead. Then he said, O Brahmanas, please accept me as your surrendered soul. No, I don't care whatever the magical bird created by the Brahmana, that snake can come and bite me. I don't care. I want only one thing. I want all of you should sing the glories of Lord Vishnu. I want to hear the glories of the Lord. I don't want anything. Let the bird or snake, whatever the Brahmana created, let the snake can come and bite me. I don't mind. Then he said again, after offering obeisances once again, he said to the Brahmanas, if at all I have to take birth again in this world, I wish that I must have complete attachment to the Lord. I want to associate with devotees of the Lord. I want a friendly relationship with all the jivas. You see that the exalted quality of Parikshit Maharaj. If I have to take birth again, I want to have complete attachment to the Lord. I want to associate only with the devotees of the Lord. And I want to be friendly relation with all the jivas. So devotees, they don't want any other thing. They want only Lord. And they don't want to associate with any karmis, millionaires, billionaires. They don't want any position in the world. They want to associate only with the devotees. Just like a good son. He always be friendly with all brothers in order to please his father. Father will be very pleased if a son be friendly with all brothers. Similarly, Supreme Lord is the father of all the jivas, not only human being, even animals, birds, all the jivas. Therefore, one should not hurt another jiva. One should not kill any jivas just for satisfying our tongue. We cannot please our father. Therefore, devotees want to be friendly relationship with all the jivas, including animals. What to speak of human being? This is the quality of a devotee. He will not want to kill any jivas. And moreover, the devotees, they don't want to associate with even Lord Brahma if he is not devotee. They don't want to associate with the Lord Brahma if he is not a devotee. They want to associate with the even dog if the dog is a devotee of the Lord. He may be Chandala. Doesn't matter if he is a devotee of the Lord. Therefore, Prachetas, who are the sons of Prachana Barishit, they underwent severe tapasya underneath the water. And they pleased the Lord. Lord Vishnu appeared. And at the time, Lord Vishnu wanted to give benediction. Prachetas prayed, Yavate maya sprishta brahmama eva karmabi tavad bhavat prasanganam sangatsyanno bhave bhave. My dear Lord, due to our material contamination, we may stay in this material world. in different bodies, different planets. We may wander from one planet to another planet, one body to another body. As long as we stay in this world due to our mental contamination, we pray to your Lordship. You bless us that we may associate with only devotees who are constantly absorbed in glorifying your transcendental activities. We don't want any other thing. We wish this benediction birth after birth. Say they don't want even liberation. Devotees, they don't want even liberation. They want only the association of devotees. So devotees, they don't want anything. They want to only remain the association of devotees. Then the life is successful. So next, the king was sitting and they decided to fast until death. All the demigods from the higher planets are very pleased with the Parikshit Maharaj. They started showering flower upon Parikshit Maharaj, beating celestial drums. So a devotee wants to go back home, back to Godhead. With serious, demigods will be pleased. They knew that Parikshit Maharaj want to fix his mind upon the lotus feet of the Lord and he want to go back home, back to Godhead. The moment they heard, demigods started dancing and beating the drums. So all the sages assembled there, praised the activities of the king. My dear king, very good. You have taken a very good decision. You have taken a very good decision. Sages were pleased with the decision of the king and said, it's not all astonishing, my dear king, that you have given up the throne to achieve the association of the Lord. Nowadays we can see the so-called politicians who occupied the position of a prime minister or chief minister. They don't want to give up their post until their death, even though they may be old, 90 years, who cannot see, who cannot walk, who cannot talk. Still they don't want to give up their position. They don't want to go back home, back to Godhead. They want to die while they are in the power. Why? Because they will get so many square feet area on the prominent location, burial ground. They build a memorial hall for him after his death. People will declare holiday. Government will declare holiday. They are greedy for this so-called attraction, honor. And therefore they are not prepared to give up the throne to think of Lord. Whereas Parikshit Maharaj, the moment he came to know, immediately left everything. Then Parikshit Maharaj said, you all come from different parts of the universe. You are all as good as supreme knowledge personified. You all are supreme knowledge personified. Therefore, I am asking you, what is my immediate duty? Please tell me after deliberation. Please tell me after deliberation. What is the unalloyed duty of everyone in all circumstances? Especially one who is about to die. Two questions Parikshit Maharaj asked. What is the unalloyed duty of everyone in all circumstances? And second, specifically, one who is about to die, which is very, very significant. This one question makes entire Bhagavatam. So while he was asking this question to all the saints and the great personality sages, at that time, a powerful son of Vyasadeva named Shukadeva Gosvami, he entered the assembly. Being indifferent to the world, very tall, blackish in color, very beautiful, very gorgeous, smiling, without any cloth, like a madman, is completely out of the social order because of his constant absorption in Krishna. And he was followed by children and women. They thought he's a mad person. Generally, even when we are children studying in the school, some mad person goes, we all follow behind him. Similarly, Shukadeva Goswami was followed by the children and the women, thinking that it's a madman. When he entered the assembly, all the great personalities who were there, Atri, Angira, Vashishta, Vishwamitra, Parashrama, all the great personalities stood up in order to show respect to Shukadeva Goswami. And Shukadeva Goswami was just a 16-year-old, very, very young. Whereas all the sages, take Atri, Bhrigu, Vashishta, they appeared in the Swayambhu Manu Manvantara, first Manu. Almost 180 crores year old those people are, all the sages. 180 crores approximately if we take the calculation year wise. Whereas Shukadeva Goswami was just a 16-year-old boy. When he entered, all the people got up except Vyasadeva and Narada, because Vyasadeva was a father and Narada was spiritual master of his Vyasadeva. All the people, including Parashrama, got up not to show respect to Shukadeva Goswami. Vyasa was a Brahma Rishi, and Vishwamitra also a Brahma Rishi. There are Brahma Rishis, Raja Rishis, all the Rishis were there. Deva Rishi, many Rishis were there. Parashrama was there, personality of Godhead. Vyasa was a personality of Godhead, incarnation of the Lord. Yet Shukadeva Goswami excelled in respect from all the people. See, in other words, the devotees of the Lord are superior to Lord himself in receiving the honor. Therefore, one should not minimize the position of the great devotees like Shukadeva Goswami. That is the position of Shukadeva Goswami. So according to Shastra, there are 4 ways of respecting. The first level is one who is younger in age should respect the elder person. Second, power. This is age. Power supersedes age. Although one may be younger, if he has got power, he is superior to the person who is elder. Just like when we go to office, engineer may be 50-year-old. The manager is a 25-year-old. Still the engineer who's a lower position, he has to go and offer due respect to the manager because he's a superior. Although he's a younger, nevertheless, although he's an elder person, because he has got the power. Power supersedes age. Then next, learning supersedes the power. Like a king, person may be elder. He has to, when you go to king, he has to offer respect. So when a Brahmana comes to the court of the king, a king has to respect to a Brahmana because knowledge. So the king may have power and he is elder, nevertheless a Brahmana, a learned person, is younger. Even though king may be elder, even though he has got power, nevertheless he has to respect a Brahmana because knowledge. Knowledge supersedes power and age. Similarly, next level is spirituality, spiritual position. That supersedes everything. Here, Shukadeva Goswami is so exalted, therefore all the great personalities, even though they are also spiritualists, nevertheless they got up in order to show respect to Shukadeva Goswami because of his spiritual position. So at that time, he was looking like he was surrounded, Shukadeva Goswami was surrounded by great sages and demigods, just like a moon is surrounded by the planets and stars and the heavenly bodies. Similarly, Shukadeva Goswami was surrounded by the great demigods and saints. So he is like a moon among all the personalities, all very, very insignificant people, the so-called rishis and all. Shukadeva Goswami is like a moon. So at the time, Shukadeva Goswami was given the elevated asana. So he was seated very comfortably. Parikshit Maharaj went and bowed down to Shukadeva Goswami and said to Shukadeva Goswami, "O Brahmana, your presence has sanctified our place. Your presence has sanctified our place. Simply by remembering you, we become purified. Then what to speak of seeing you, touching you, washing your feet? Generally, a spiritualist go to the place to purify the place. When a householder, generally householders absorbed in sense gratification or all kinds of things, activities, whenever a saintly person goes to the householder, it's a duty of the householder to receive the saintly person and serve the saintly person and maintain the saintly person and to take advantage of the saintly person and his instructions. It's a duty of householder to receive a saintly person. Just by showing the respect to a saintly person, whatever sins one has committed knowingly, unknowingly, that he becomes freed from reaction to the sinful activity just by showing respect, honor to the person who is situated spiritually. The householder does not respect a person, then he must undergo a fasting for the day in order to neutralize the reaction for the sin that he has committed. So therefore one should be always eager to serve saintly people. So Krishna himself said to all the sages when sages went to meet Lord Krishna in Kurukshetra, at the time he said, what is the verse? He said a wonderful verse. Yasyatma buddhi konape tridauke svadi kalatradishu bhauma ijyadi yatirtha buddhi shalilena karichit janeshu abnyeshu sayeva gokara. A person who considers the body, say, made of kapha, pitta, vayu, one who considers the body himself, and one who worships the place of his birth, and one who goes to the place of pilgrimage simply to take bath without meeting a saintly person, is a no better than animal, is a gokara. In other words, when a saintly person comes to our place, he has come to purify our place. One should take advantage of the situation. One should ask a spiritual question from the saintly person. We cannot ask a saintly person, where can I get a house? Where my son can get admission? Which college is good? Which bike I can purchase? A householder cannot ask all these questions. A householder should ask a question connected to Krishna. Please explain the pastimes of Lord. That will purify the householder. So one should not disrespect a devotee when the devotee goes to the house of householder. So then Parikshit Maharaj said to Shukadeva Goswami, you are the spiritual master of all the saints. Therefore, I am asking you to show the way of perfection for all the people. Specifically, one who is about to die. Please show the way of perfection for everyone. Specifically, one who is about to die. Please let me know what a man should hear, chant, remember and worship, and what he should not do. Please explain to me. These are the questions put forward to Shukadeva Goswami because he was about to die. Only 7 days left. Now he is asking the question, what a man should hear, chant, remember and worship, and what he should not do. So this question is put forward by Parikshit Maharaj to Shukadeva Goswami, and Shukadeva Goswami was perfectly seated and he was very pleased with Parikshit Maharaj asking such a wonderful question. What is going to answer, that we'll discuss in the next canto, second canto. This is summary of this chapter, 19th chapter. This is the end of the first canto. Thank you. Hare Krishna.